Hello everyone, it's Scott. Welcome back to Project Ozone 2 Type Mode. Yep, I restarted, so I ended up upgrading to 2.1.7, and then that was incompatible with the old server I was on, which is fine because that server is just a bit too laggy for my liking. And so I've now moved over to KookieCraft MC. So I'll put a link to the server in the text below if anyone cares to join me. At this point, I'm not sure how much I did a little experimenting with some streaming, and I wasn't terribly. Oh man, look at that lag. I wasn't terribly happy with it. I think the part of the reason is I lose some of the control I have over editing and trimming stuff down. Wow. Let's try this again. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So I'm just watching the blocks draw here. So very shortly I might be moving again. I don't know. Or if I should just go back to single player mode just for responsiveness. I guess since I don't really have an organized team, there really doesn't make much sense in me continuing on the multiplayer server, especially if they're going to be behaving this poorly. Yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's no fun. There we go. So, tilde key, working with the with vein miner. I already built out a small area under my island here, and started populating it with half slabs. So again, pretty standard ex nihilo opening. Down here, I just have my water column and some living root, which are going to get me floral fertilizer should I so choose. But at this point, I'm just gathering up all my materials, just mass producing the oak log wood at this point, as well as all of my wood blocks and saplings, and yeah. So I'm not sure how much you guys want to see this. I mean, do you want me to chronicle everything, or just kind of cut to the good parts, I guess? Let me know in the comment section below. I'd appreciate some feedback as far as how you'd like to see this series progress. I'm actually just thinking of I'm looking forward to Civilization 6, which is due to come out the end of this month, and I think when that happens, I'm going to plunk down some money and pick that up. I've always been a fan of the Civilization series, but I'll be curious to see how that version's going to work. I do have a friend from college who's a pretty big Civ fan, and we have multiplayed it in the past. So I like to see how they've improved it, if any, given that both of us tend to like the long games. But I have been reading that the short games have gotten a good touch-up too, as far as you can create basically like 2-hour matches, and so we'll see how that goes. Bink. Okay. So I'm blowing through the crooks right now, and as you can see, I'm building up a pretty good amount of wood. So I think at this point I'm going to stop and regroup, and move on to the next phase of the opening. Alright, I'm back, and I have my favorite introductory mob farm. which is already spawning some critters. So, looks like mob griefing is turned off. Oh, but I do need to worry then that the mobs are at the wrong height since they can hit me with their arrows. But I can go back and clean that up. I'm getting some nice loot bags already. Let's get the slabs back up and seal this guy up again. There we go. And I already laid out the silkworms all over the island, so at this point I should be able to mine it for string. Yep, there we go. So let's start picking up the string in bulk. And this might be the last time I need to do this for a while, fortunately. So got that. And like that, I am all out of crooks. So let's throw this into, yep, that's a pretty good amount of string, I must say. And so I made myself a mattock as well as a pickaxe. So let's throw these on and just do a massive vein miner and clean it all up. And yeah, hopefully, there we go, and done. Okay, and vein miner. Great. And so, yep, all that cleaned up. And at this point, I should be good to just start growing more trees. Now, I did do some barrels, which are filled with water. It looks like the server just automatically populates water in a barrel, unless I was just stuck in the rain at the time. It's hard to say. I don't get any rain animation here. So I start out with basic Tinker's Construct, Part Builder Tool Station, and Pattern Chest, and I got the basic patterns, of course, which is what I needed to make my pickaxe, as well as the mattock. So at this point, let's crack open the quest book, because I don't think I've done that at all yet. Yep, random act of kindness. So that's going to give me some starter water as well as a chance cube. So let's go with reward bag. And I've already gone through and gotten everything for the beginning ex nihilo. So grab that too. So at this point, I just need the sieve, or I can pound the ground for cobblestone, which is pretty easy. For those that don't recall that, on grass blocks, I think on stone too, you just shift right click with an empty hand, and eventually clear lag will erase everything. No, okay. So let's yeah. So at this point, let's get back to here we go. Yep. Let's get back to gathering resources, and I'll check in a sec. Alright, I went and did a little bit of sieving, and so you can see I have a bunch of powdered ore here, as well as I set up a storage drawer, 2x2 wall here for some of my more common stuff. So what I'm going to do is lay out some clay that I got from my oak water barrels. Let's smack them down with a stone hammer and combine them with the bone meal that I got from sifting. So bone meal plus clay should make porcelain. Let's grab 7 of these and throw them into the furnace. Boop. Let's make sure I pick up the crucible this time and throw it in here. And then as that's cooking, let's grab our powdered iron ore and combine that into iron ore dust. At this point, as soon as that's done, I'm going to throw this in. 2, 3, let's go with 6 total. Okay, and that should be enough to use up 1 piece of charcoal. So with that, let's grab, see what pops out. Yep, let's grab a piece of iron. And at this point, we're going to need to start cooking down some stone into lava. So again, a crucible over a flame will give a 1 times melting speed, and so I can just dump in cobblestone to get a bucket's worth of lava. So I'll let that cook down, and while that's running, let's take a look at what I need for the immersive engineering hammer. So back to the beginning again. Okay, engineer's hammer, iron ingot, string, and a stick. So I guess I'm missing the stick. So let's make a couple of those. Throw that back in here. And done. Excellent. So let's grab a couple more pieces of our iron and smack down 3 of these for iron plate. And at this point, I should be able to make my first bucket. There we go. Bucket. So at this point, I just have to wait for the lava to burn down. Then I can start moving things around in order to get my first cobblestone generator. Alright, let's give this a shot. So let's bring up some stone and make ourselves a couple of stone slabs. And with that, I should be able to whip up a transfer node pretty simply with some transfer pipe and as well as the ender pearl that I got earlier from the Enderman. So let's make 4 transfer nodes. And the next step is going to be the world interaction upgrade, which of course I can't get until I do lapis, and that's going to be, let's find it. Here we go. I'm going to have to grind out some gravel in the sieve in order to get it. So I've already created a cobble gen thanks to the crucible. So let's throw a little bit more cobble in here, and very simple. It's just a simple drop channel for the water, a little bit of lava, which is then bouncing to the left thanks to these glass strips. And so, yep, it'll just replenish here, no problem. And so, I'm doing this right on the edge of a chunk, so I'm going to try to keep everything located within this single chunk, because I think that's how the server is going to handle chunk loading. So if I can limit all my activity to this single chunk, I should be okay. So let me whip up a little bit of cobble and then do some grinding and get my lapis. Alright, I got my 4th lapis, so let's head back over here and whip up the world interaction upgrades. That's going to be a pickaxe followed by 4 more iron followed by the 4 lapis in the corners. World interaction upgrade. Great. So let's make ourselves a chest and head over to the cobble gen, where I ended up adding a redstone clock to the back, which then pushes all my cobble off to the side. The transfer node on top is now eligible to suck off cobblestone. So let's add a chest as a destination, and with that I now have my first working cobble gen. Excellent. So this is just going to fill up the chest automatically. At this point, I can just do some little bit of cleanup around the base, try to figure out why my mob spawner is not spawning anymore. I guess it's time to do that upgrade too. Yep, so with that, I think that's a pretty good reboot here of the base over on the new server. So if you could, please leave a comment or a like, and definitely let me know how I'm doing, and give me some tips as to what you'd like to see in future episodes. Would you rather see more streaming? Would you rather see pre-recorded episodes? Just let me know. I'd appreciate it. And I will see you next time in Project Ozone 2 Titan Mode. Bye!